What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big Ten channel. We are continuing here with our projected records for 2024. Illinois up next. Before we get to that, let's look back at some of the projections from 2023. Here were some of the projections from last season. Illinois going 5-7. Our projection had them at 7-5. I actually predicted this team to go 7-5. I thought they were going to be much better. Athlon had them at 6-6. The over/under was at 6.5. So 6-6, 7-5. That's really where this team was expected to be, and they disappointed at just 5-7. But let's see what the projection looks like for 2024. Here is the schedule, and again, it's not a terrible schedule, but it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. This is the scale that we're going to use here. So this is what we use our formula for all our projections. If it's under 20, over 80, those are games that are counted as wins. 20 to 29, 71 to 80, those are games that are counted, or that I'm expecting to be pretty big spreads, double-digit spreads, a couple touchdowns at least, are kind of in that range. And if you're wondering, I count that at 25% or 75%. 30 to 39, 61 to 70, games where I think the spread's going to be closer to a touchdown. 35 and 65% the numbers we use there. And then the 50-50 games, we use 50%. And those are games that could really just go either way, where, I think teams are basically on the same tier, or maybe it's a team on a tier below another team, but they get them at home, or it's a tier above another team, but they have to play them on the road. That's kind of how we wind up with these 50-50 games. So we'll start with the easy win. That's Eastern Illinois. And I think we might use, we use all but one of the colors here with Illinois. But anyways, Eastern Illinois, they should win that game. Really, no doubt about it. Central Michigan, you feel confident that they should win that game, but it's not a guaranteed win. Again, a team out of the MAC that's not horrible. So we'll put that one in the blue. Give them about a 71 to 80% chance to win that game. Probably closer to 80 than 71. And then we've got, really, those are the only games where I think they're going to be favored for sure. There may be some where they're favored by a little bit. I think you go to the other side here and look at the games they're going to be underdogs in. Kansas, I think they're going to be about a touchdown underdog in this game, even at home. Kansas just looks to be a better team. They beat them last year. And then Michigan, they get that game at home as well, but Michigan should be a much better team. I think they'll be about a 2-touchdown at least underdog in that one. And then you've got the two games that we're going to give them no chance in. Penn State, Oregon, both on the road. We're talking about top tier teams in college football. I just do not see Illinois having any shot in either one of those games. But that's going to leave us with a bunch of games that could go either way. Nebraska, Purdue, Minnesota, Michigan State, Rutgers, and Northwestern. If I had to pick who was going to be favored in these games, I'd probably favor Nebraska at home. I'd probably favor Illinois against Purdue, and with that game being at home. I'd probably favor Minnesota. I would actually probably favor Minnesota even at Illinois. I'd probably favor Illinois at Michigan State. And then I would favor the home teams with Rutgers and Northwestern both being favored against Illinois. So that means, if they're favored against Michigan State and Purdue and they beat Eastern Illinois and Central Michigan, that's only 4 wins. So you've got to win some of these other games to get to a bowl game. I think it's going to be tough. And the projection actually does not have them making a bowl game. Our projection for Illinois has them at 5-7, not quite making it to a bowl game. I think they were like at 5.4 wins, so it did round down. But they were pretty close to 6-6. And if you've been watching the other teams of the Big Ten, I think Illinois and Purdue, the only teams projected to miss a bowl game. It's not going to go that way. I'm sure we'll have more than 2 teams that miss out on bowl games. But these projections, again, are very conservative. Very conservative. This is not a prediction. It's just a projection, kind of based on how the odds of each game would go. So 5-7 is a projection for Illinois. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Give me your thoughts on this team down in the comments below.